Yeah, man, look at that. It is full of bees. Hey folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It's Friday, April 18th, and it's cooled off a lot. Got a little bit of a wind out of the north. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, the day that I'm supposed to pull my grafts out and put them into the incubator and start pulling splits so I can put all the queen cells into my splits 2 days later. So the weather's not cooperating. I planned this so I could do all this Saturday and Sunday. It's supposed to rain Saturday and Sunday. So like I said, it's Friday. It's been 8 days since I grafted. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get in there into Hive 99, the cell finisher, and see if the cells are closed. They're supposed to come out tomorrow. I'm gonna try it a day early because I wanna get them out of there and get them into the apartment, into the incubator. I don't want to take them out when it's cold. The high tomorrow is supposed to be 55, and it's supposed to be cold and rainy, and the same thing Sunday. Monday's supposed to be nice. So anyway, it's 8 days past. I got my little calendar here that I set up so I could track, and I started on day 4, and because I didn't do the queen isolation, I don't do that. I just did my grafting, cell starter, and got them in there, checked them 2 days later. I had 27, I think, and now we're down to Friday, and I got my days listed down here on the side. So Friday the 18th is day 12 on the Bob Benny calendar, but I actually started day 4 is where I started my process. So yeah, day 15, I'm supposed to install the queen cells, which is Monday, which that would work if I had all my nucs pulled. So I've got all my nucs set out that I have. So I got the nuc stand full down there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 of those are doubles. So that's 9 that I can do right there. And then out in the other areas, I have the nucs just kind of set in the empty spaces where they're at. So there's one right there, and there's one back behind as well. But most of them are down on the other end down there. And I have them set up down there too. And they're empty. They're empty, there's nothing in them. So they need queenless splits put into them. So they've been queenless a couple days. I put my cell in there and in the little holder protector, and it'll open up. So change of plans, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get these out. If they're closed up, and I think they probably will be, I'm going to take them in and put them in the incubator, and I've got some little cages that I can put in part of them that are on the wood frame, the plastic JZBZ. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but they will be in that incubator. So if they go ahead and emerge, at least I've got them contained and they're not in that hive or just getting out and going crazy everywhere. But I need to get in there and just get them protected, so I can come up with a plan B later in the week. So let's get in there and get started. Also want to make sure there's no swarm cells in that hive. And I it'll probably be a different video if I've got enough daylight. And I'm going to get into the mean hives. Let's see, that's 37 and 31 that had that mean genetics in there. I might go through there, take those queens out, and just go ahead and make the splits with those because, you know, I'm not worried about them, and they'll be less grumpy when you get them split up and thinned out too. So let's get started on Hive 99, see what we find. Hopefully the queen cells are in there and they're good. Hopefully nothing happened, but you never know, right? It's beekeeping, stuff happens. Let's get in there, and I brought me one of those plastic nuc boxes down here. I'm going to use that. I'll brush the bees off, put them into that, and a pro nuc, and I'll put them in there, and then I'll get them up to the apartment and get them into that incubator and get the hair curler containers over. Let's get started. So also I want to start out by saying this is probably the worst time to get in here. It's overcast, it looks rainy, it's a little chilly. There's not a bee flying here, so that tells me all the bees are right here in this hive, in all the hives. So it may have rained earlier. I was out of town. I noticed there's some water standing here on this lid over here, but so we may have had a little shower. Lots of bees up here. They seem to be calm for now. Yeah, man, look at that. It is full of bees. I hate to even open this because there's so many bees. Tell you what, I'm going to put this down front, so if they want to go in the front, they can. I'll just set that lid down there. So those that underside of that lid is covered with bees. I didn't want to shake them off and get them all riled up. So I can see my wood grafting frame right there. Hopefully they stay calm like they are right now. So this is a cell finisher, queen right. The queen is in the bottom box with an excluder in the middle. So if these cells aren't open, I'm going to have to leave them a little bit longer. But this is day 8 from the graft. And the graft was from about a 4-day-old larva. So day 12. And there's a lot of bees on this. It looks like they're drawing some comb out on the frame there. I'm going to shake these down. Wasn't too bad. So I'm just going to go ahead and start here on the right side and just move these 4 frames over, or slide all that up, all this that direction is what happened. That'll work too. Hopefully there's not too much bridge comb in there built up, make this hard to get out or to get the queen cells out, assuming they're there still. Yeah, see how they're building this? I'll have to cut these out. So let's see if they're closed off. Yeah, they appear to be. So from what I understand, when they get to this stage, they're a lot stronger and you can brush them a lot better. But you don't want to shake it. So they appear to be okay and still there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there's one right there, 11, 12. So there were 16 on this, so some of them didn't finish out. That's okay. There's some there. Hey, that's a win in my book. Let's grab this other one. And I got some of my old coal frames I'm going to put back in here. Or I guess I could put some undrawn ones and top off their feeder. This one didn't have very many on it. It seemed like there was 11 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there might be one in that, I can't tell. So let's go ahead and check this for swarm cells or any supersedure cells I may have missed. earlier. That's all food. Again, I'm looking for queen cells. It's all liquid. Liquid. Man, there are queen cells right here on the bottom of this frame. Right there. And looks like we may have one opened. No, that's just a dud. So I can go ahead and make a split with this frame right here. Must be one I missed. There's some on this one too. Right there. So there's the one I peeled open, so that one was a dud. Just want to make sure there's none open in there. So these are ones that I missed that they went ahead and finished out. So right here, this one broke off. It was stuck to the queen excluder. There's one right there. So I can make 2 splits with these right here, right now. I'm going to do that. There's one right there. So there's 3 on here and 1 on this one. So I'll go ahead and put these into those apame, since it's going to get chilly. So this is a double apame nuke. Double nuke apame, however you want to say it. Got the divider in there. So I'll put one of these in each side. And these are brood combs. They are full of brood. Right, here's our cell. I got to be careful with that. And I'm going to shake in a frame of bees. So this will just be a breeding queen castle nuke to get these queens bred. I haven't checked these other 2 frames. That's a food frame. Lots of honey. I'm going to go ahead and shake that in there. A lot of that's nurse bees, just because it's full of nurse bees. Then I'm going to put some old comb in there. All right. Okay, we're running out of daylight. I want to get in the bottom real quick and check it out. Switch smokers. It's not very windy, so this ought to be more effective. And they're not being real aggressive, so. It did quit working on me, so I had to put a new, they call it the resistor in there. Boy, there's a lot of bees in there. I am running out of daylight. That cloud cover. So we have brood here. Looks like an emergency cell right there. I'm just going to go ahead and break it open. There's a royal jelly in there, but no larvae. Got larvae out here. Okay, I'm going to scoot these over. I'm going to put the blank frames right next to that feeder. And I'm going to fill it up. I ordered 40 more frames from Hilco with the, I believe they have Pureco double waxed. Because once I start doing all these nucs, I'm going to run out of frames. I'm going to use some of my cull frames up there that are the better ones to put into them as well. All right, let me go get my liquid and we'll fill this up. So they don't really need this, but this will help them draw out these 4 frames right here. And then once they get pretty much done with that, I'll take the feeder out, put in 2 more frames, and super it up. This is 50-50 with Hive Alive in it. There we go. So I'm curious how many bees are still under this lid. Huh. Almost all of them, they just balled up on there. So we'll get them back in there. Very strong hive. And that's after I took 2 frames out of it of bees and shook 2 out of it as well. There's another little ball. Okay, when I went up to get the liquid feed, I took those frames up there with the queen cells in it. So let's get up the apartment and I'll start taking those apart and getting them into the cages in the incubator. Okay, up here in the apartment, here's what we got. And there's the JZBZ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7, 8. They just didn't take to that as well. I'm not sure why. And then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the bottom. Maybe 2 there, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and maybe 1 right there, 13. So let's, I have, for these type of queen cups, I have the little cages that fit on those. These I just have the cell protectors. So I'm going to put these in the cell protectors and they'll be in this incubator here. So this is the one that Bob Benny recommended. It's the Hovabator. And my humidity's down a little bit, looks like. It's 93.6, that's what we want. And we want over 70% humidity. I just put a wet sponge in there. I mean, it had one in there, but it's not up that high just right now. So I made some little queen cell holders in there out of wood. So let me get those out of there and we'll start putting them in there. So I do have some queen cages and I've got some powdered sugar and some Karo syrup to make me some fondant if I need to store a virgin queen in a cage. If for some reason I can't get all my splits done and I'm not ready, So I've got these top right here, and you put the candy over the top right here to hold them in there. You can also put like old comb beeswax over that to contain them in there. And for the, not the JZ-BZ type, but the others, I have this, they call them the hair curlers. So this part here fits up over the cell, and then this is the cap to close it off. So your queen can actually emerge and still be in a cage. That's why I like these. And then for the JZ-BZs, I have these cell protectors, and that's to protect the sides of the cell from other queens cutting them down, and or the bees, the worker bees taking them down from the side. So, but the queen can still emerge from the end here. So that's for these right here. That doesn't look like, they look bigger around than that. That's not going to work. I wonder how you do that. I guess I'm just going to put them in there. I don't need to protect them really right now. I just need to get them in the incubator. So let's start on that. So this one here is for the hair curler style. And they'll go in from the bottom because you don't want them upside down. And this is for these, but I'm just going to set that queen cup in there, or the queen cell. I'm just going to set them in there like that. So the queen can still emerge, because that's, see through it. But the problem with this is, you can't see. You can't see down in there, so you have to like pull the cell up and see what's going on. Well, that one's a little skinnier now. These just don't fit. Maybe I got the wrong kind. If anybody knows about these, what brand? These are some ones I got on Amazon. They look like they fit. They fit the JZ-BZ cups, but once they've drawn it out, it's not big around enough. Are you supposed to whittle that down on the side? I'm afraid I'd damage the queen cup. 4, 5. So the plan is just to stick these into a queenless nuke. Split. Looks like I got 7. Let's cut this open and see if I've got one in there or not. Where they built that bridge comb over it. I think it is one. I did see where they shined a light in the side of these. You could see a larva in there. There's too much stuff on the outside to see. There's a lot cleaner. Well, we'll put it in there. We'll see what happens. Yeah, there's a queen cell in there. Okay. Let's do these curler ones. So it fits on there right like that. There we go. Queen in a cage. And I just discovered something. That's not going to work. I guess I could just set them in there like that on the bottom. And I'm going to have to modify this, make those holes oblong. That one's almost too fat to fit up in there. So the JZ-BZ seems to be more popular, but I like the way these work. better than myself, actually. I like the way you can just make your little cage like that. Those are nice big cells. Looks like there's one there and maybe two there. So I believe these will emerge in the next 3 days. Three, 6, 9, 10 of those. And I might get a couple more out of there. So let's go ahead and put these in the incubator. So yeah, it looks like lost a few of them after day 2. So some of them didn't go ahead and get done. So I'm not sure what happened there. But hey, I've got enough there to do what I need to do, and that's going to replace all of my losses and give me some nukes. So, and I'll see if I can get these others out of here and get them in there. So tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about these little covers and getting them over that cell. They're just too small. I don't know. That's weird. I haven't seen that on any other people's experiences. So if they start emerging before I'm ready, they'll be in this incubator, and I can put them in these queen cages here and hang on to them, and then slow release them that way if I can get those nukes done. So like I said, the weather's not cooperating. I'll start this I'll probably start doing splits Monday. I might try and split those 2 mean hives tomorrow. It got dark on me tonight, but it's going to be cold tomorrow. So getting into a mean hive on a cold day, that's a recipe for disaster. So I may just forget about it and start on it all Monday after I get home from work, or try and get off early and do as much as I can. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I learned quite a bit on this. I learned I don't know what I'm doing on all of these little pieces and stuff, but so that's why one of the reasons I do these videos. I get a lot of feedback, and it helps newbie keepers as well. So this is something I've never done before, is this grafting. So I actually have some, so I consider that a success. I didn't get totally skunked on them. But anyway, give me a thumbs up if you would, and please subscribe on your way out, and I'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Y'all take care.